welcome to Glitch Jams Live. My name is Jenn Schiffer. I'm the Director of Community at Fastly on the Glitch team, and I'm very frazzled. I won't apologize. It's been a frazzling week, in good ways and bad. In good ways, it is the 7-year anniversary of me working on Glitch, so woohoo, exciting. OBS doesn't do that thing that Zoom does where whenever I do this, balloons pop up. It's kind of embarrassing, but you know, every day is a test. Yeah, welcome. Glitch.com, the friendly community where you'll build and share the apps of your dreams. Glitch Jams Live is our weekly stream where I come on here and spiral in public while journeying through all of the really cool apps that our community has made over the past week or so, and then we jam. So we'll get into that. If you want to follow along on the run of show, jamslive.glitch.me has all of them. This is episode 11. This is live, so shouts out to all yous in the chat. Y'all can help me code later. Shouts out to my teammates who are moderating. Love y'all. And if you're watching the video later on, shouts out to you. Appreciate ya. And let's dive in. We've got a lot of show. So let's get started. First, on glitch.com, this is fresh, just came out right before the stream. We have the January roundup of all the cool apps that you made. Shout out to Jen Turner for pulling this together, and shout out to all of you who created apps that were shared. I'm obsessed with this graphic. I've shared this drawing with drawers app before, and Jen made it say a thing. I don't know, it's just a stunning graphic. We love it. Go to blog.glitch.com to see all the apps from January that we loved. Reminder of the jams and last year on Glitch, and just lots of really cool stuff. I couldn't categorize it all in one label, except just breathtaking. All that stuff. And you'll probably recognize, if you're a regular on the stream, some of these projects because we shared them. But a major reminder is, if you haven't voted Slime or Goo, you gotta do so. Slime's losing. It's close. I need y'all to vote Slime. It's Slime. It's Slime. Anyway, check that out. The link is in the chat, but blog.glitch.com, and also on the homepage. Also on the homepage is our app of the week. It is one of our submissions from the January Code Jam by Java Archive, a regular in the forum. Let's check it out. So last month I asked folks to share their dream default style sheet. They remixed our starter. And this is like what they created. This is a handwritten inspired one. And yeah, it's really cool. Raymond says the font is really carrying it. But I like the buttons. I love the dash borders that were created. Lots of cool stuff there. I'll show you more of the other submissions since we kicked off a new jam last week. But thank you, Raymond, for your submission. And let me give you a little thank you. And check out all their stuff and say hi to them in the forum if you're ever there. Support.glitch.com. Let's see what else. Okay, so we've got some updates that I want to make sure I get out at the top of the hour. That is, if you are using packages that are dependent upon Chromium being on our containers, next week we have to remove it. If you've been following along, we had an incident where we had to temporarily ban Puppeteer because we had a lot of bad actors using it to do bad things that was negatively impacting the rest of y'all's ability to create. And so we've just found that because it's even just like a bad experience for people who are using it in a good way, we're just going to be removing it from containers next week. So that will mean that Puppeteer will be installable, but it won't work. You'll have to find another solution. What I do encourage you to do, and you could write into support or find the thread on the forum and share with us, what were you using Puppeteer for? What would you have wanted to use a Chromium instance for? That will help us guide you towards other solutions. And that solution might be not building it on Glitch. and that's okay. Not every app can be built on glitch. But yeah, this is just to let y'all know that we're just not going to be able to offer a good experience if you require Puppeteer in the future. And yeah, if any questions, you can write into support at glitch.com, find the thread here, go to help.support.com and file a ticket, and we'll guide you in the right direction. But we're also just really curious of the people who are using Puppeteer for not malicious reasons. I know that it's helpful for taking screenshots of things, and one creator reached out very kindly and said that they were using that, and we're able to guide them towards more API-based solutions. But if there are any other use cases that we don't know about, we want to hear about it, and we'll help figure it out. And also lets us know what kind of cool stuff that you're doing. So that's Monday, February 12th, which is, I believe, Abraham Lincoln's birthday. It's the day after my birthday. And yeah, we're celebrating by removing Chromium. Another update, which I've said before, happening at the end of the month. We're removing another thing, but this is something that we really don't need on them anyway, which is our old versions of Node under version 12. We'll be deprecating on February 28th. This is part of our ongoing work on building a new glitch and getting containers to have up-to-date versions of Node. This is that next step. We had deprecated versions 8 and 9 about like a month or so ago. So get this stuff updated, or maybe those are projects that you don't want running anymore. Like, you know, do what you gotta do. And yeah, and we have a help doc that talks all about like Node on containers, what versions there are, when they're deprecated, how to update it, and just kind of the scheduling of things. And so this is all towards us working towards a release of updated containers with latest versions of Node by the end of the first quarter, which ends right before April. So again, like with anything else, if you have any questions, sound off in the forum. You can email support@glitch.com, or you can file a ticket at help.glitch.com. We want to help you out there. Also, if you're like, my app requires an old version of Node, very curious as to why, sincerely. So reach out. In fact, I think the people who might be using Puppeteer have to use a very old version of Node to be able to use an old version of Puppeteer, because that stuff is like a bit big for our containers. Anyway, check that out. So yeah, those key dates. Next week, Chromium removed. End of February, February 28th is when Node versions less than 12 will be deprecated. Cool. Okay, I think that's it for those top of the hour page updates. And we shared Purple Tasty Boar. Love that. Let's see. Let's talk about some apps that I liked that I saw over the past week. The first one, Naoto, he had a regular mention on the stream and a regular in the forum. And oh look, there's Java Archive who made that CSS submission. Naoto recently went to Taiwan and collected photos of shapes and textures found in Taiwan and mapped them to a leaflet app, which is really cool. And then they said they're gonna make a starter for it. They haven't already. One of the playlists that we featured in last year in Glitch for 2023 was a playlist of Naoto starters, and they're a good jumping off point. Here's just some cool textures and labels, and I think this is just like a really nice way to do a retrospective on a trip that you've made. Why not take your photos and map them? Those shouldn't just be tied to your phone device if you want to share. And also the prompt of sharing textures and shapes versus like memories and experiences is also, I think, really cool. It kind of gives a sense of like what the region is like and makes it about the environment and the like aesthetic and ambiance versus the individual that is there. I think, not that that's not interesting, but I don't know, this is kind of like a little different. So yeah, thank you, Naoto, for sharing in the forum. And as always, I've probably thanked you already. Thank you again. Check that out. And yeah, and if you have a project that you want to share, you want featured on the stream, or you want to just share it with the rest of the community, or have it be the app of the week, come to the forum. We got a category called the gallery where you can share that. And yeah, so that's cool. We love that. Another thing that I personally really like is kinetic artwork. Sculptures that move and don't stop without human interaction. And then came across this one, K457. This is a digital kinetic artwork. They said it explores the relationship between body and technology in the 21st century. And I'm just going to read this whole description for anybody who's listening but not watching. They say the work is inspired by Namjoon Paik's K456 robot, one of the pioneers of generative and digital art, and it reimagines it with a synthetic and contemporary aesthetic. Using computer vision, the work detects a person's body and projects it onto a digital canvas, showing the exact coordinates of various parts of their anatomy in a colorful geometric composition, creating a surreal, dystopian atmosphere. The work raises questions about the nature of human presence in a world increasingly dominated by technology. What happens when our bodies are no longer necessary to the system? How do we redefine our identity and purpose in a society that values efficiency and productivity over creativity and empathy? What role does art play in this context? The work invites the viewer to reflect on these questions and to experience a new way of perceiving his or her own body. And they use motion improvisation, creative code, P5JS, and ML5JS. So let's take a look. Why not? So you have to share your camera. There is an audio component to this. I don't know if it will come through on the microphone. But let's allow them to use my camera, and then you click on the canvas to listen, and it's like projecting my body on the screen. My voice is gonna get low as I move away from the mic, but I'm gonna move my arms around and you can kind of see my body and it's showing the coordinates. I don't have the sound on because I'm not entirely sure. It's the sound is unpredictable and I don't want to like crash my browser either. But other people can join, and yeah, this is just like a really cool thing. And I also love an art project that comes with questions and is tied to technology, because technology is quite pervasive in all of our spaces. I'm gonna close this tab because my iMac is about to go launch off into the moon from the fan. But yeah, this is like a really cool artwork. Thank you, Petra. I will be checking out all the other projects on your profile later on. So yeah, that one's really cool. Former and Ladder, simple single-use app. Just explains to you the differences between the words former and ladder. I came across this because I was looking at what Glitch Apps folks were posting on Twitter, and someone was saying like, gosh, what's the difference between former and ladder? I'll never know. And someone's like, oh, this app happens to exist that helps you explain. Cars and planes are good, but former needs roads. And I like that it colors the word to match. So cars is former and former are both pink. The next one is crows and rabbits are both okay atoms, but I like the latter, the furriest, where ladder means rabbits. And the last one is study of 6,794 Gates Foundation proposals finds female proposals are scored lower than male ones, even with blind review process. Key reason is men use more broad descriptive words and women narrow technical ones, and reviewers prefer the former. And they're wrong. So yeah, check that out. Thank you, Andre Zero. I'm gonna thank you. We love apps that are single-use tools and help explain things. Cool. Let me close out some of those tabs. Let me take a sip from my 32 ounces of Crystal Light iced tea. Not sponsored, but important to stay hydrated. Fun fact, if you drink out of a 32-ounce glass like I do for some reason, because I'm a sicko, you can't stir it with a spoon. You have to take a wooden spoon and stir it with a handle. So that's like a fun thing. If you're deciding to incorporate ginormous drinking vessels into your day-to-day life, know that you'll have to incorporate stirring with large spoons. Let's see. Let me look at the chat. Annika, bloggy blog. And Jen and Casey are there. Hey. We did send out a monthly newsletter. Not monthly newsletter. Monthly newsletters going out next week. Keep an eye out for that. But this week we sent out news about our latest Code Jam. And so Annika's giving a call out to that. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Let's see, what other app is going on? Oh yeah, Hydra. The Hydra community is having a meetup again on February 20th. So go to hydrameetup9.glitch.me for information and to join. Their community convenes on Discord. Naoto Hieta, who I'm always featuring on here, is a big part of that community. Join them. If you want to learn how to make art through live coding visuals, or you want to make music videos with code like Naoto has, or if you want to do live visuals for a show through coding, like this is like the community to be a part of, and they are always on Glitch, and we love that. And it's just like really cool stuff. So it's a really great place to explore making like generative art using your coding skills, or even just kind of trying out coding and seeing like an instant gratification, like, oh, I made a thing move. This is like the community to be a part of. So check that out. It's virtual. And yeah, shouts out to the Hydra community. This is a shout out to my friend Hannah and friend of Glitch. Hannah Colbeck has been going through some health issues, and fortunately she's recovering from surgery, but has put out a really important call out for activism towards helping our trans community. And so transhopes.glitch.me. I hope you all go there and read how you can be an accomplice versus an ally. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Hannah. Hannah's made some really awesome stuff on Glitch around OCR and helping alt techs on Blue Sky, Mastodon, and Twitter. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Hannah made these really cool earrings. They're like little acrylic knives. Also, I look crazy because I was wiping my eye and I had eye makeup. So a couple years ago, she made these knife earrings for me and our former support eng lead Tasha. So these are the unofficial Glitch support team uniform. So I'm wearing them to send good vibes to her. So Hannah, shouts out, love you, hope you're doing well, and just like keep being cool. And thank you for all of your contributions to the Glitch community. So yeah, there we go. If you want to click all the links and stuff. Oh look, Jeff's in the chat. Jeff, I was using your blog about Hot Dog Stand in the last episode. And here you are. So look, manifestation is a real thing. And I'm manifesting well wishes for all of you. Hannah, all of you in the chat, and everyone. If you want to go to all those links, which you should, you're actually required by law. I'm just kidding, lawyers. Go to jamslive.glitch.me and you can see the run of show, all the links that you can click, and see previous episodes that we embed all the videos in. There's a full list here. This is the 11th. The 11th, it's a lucky number. The 11th, which is on Sunday, is my birthday. It's also Super Bowl. So really glad that everyone's convening in Las Vegas without me to celebrate my being on this earth for 140 years. So bless. Okay, let's close some tabs. We want to talk about code jams. We didn't stream last week because we had a wellness day where the company is out of the office. And so when we got back, we kicked off the February Code Jam. For the uninitiated, Glitch Code Jams are a monthly prompt where we encourage you to just take it and express yourself with code on this abstract prompt. We kicked it off last year with self-portrait. We did gift giving. Last year was your dream default style sheet. I'll show you the final list of folks. And let's see, this month is all about blogging. So Annika in the chat was saying blog, bloggy blog. That was like the subject line when we announced it. February prompt, welcome to my blog. We are celebrating individual expression through the age-old medium of blogging. So this month, we're encouraging you to start a blog or make a fan page about your favorite blog or blogging platform, like a LiveJournal fan page or a Zanga fan page. Whatever this prompt awakens inside of you is valid. All I ask is that you share it by adding the hashtags #CoJam and welcome to my blog to the description. Also, doing something new this month, we are creating a Glitch community blog roll. It's a list of blogs, if you don't know what a blog roll is. And we want to add yours to that list. And that's whether you make it on Glitch or not. My blog's on Glitch, Anil's got a blog on Glitch, but a lot of people have their blogs on other platforms. And we want to see them because we want to read what you're writing. We want to share what you're writing. This is all about community creation on and off Glitch. And so we have a submission form where we ask you to submit them so we can share it with the rest of the community. It's a form. You've seen a form before. I've built a form on here before. We just want to know what your Glitch username is, what the URL is. One particular question I'm really excited to see is if folks could only read one of your blog posts ever, which one should it be? This will help us, like, I find that like when there is like a blog that has existed for a long time, I'm like, where do I start besides like the latest blog post? So this is like your time to shine. Like, where's your writing? It could be in Hashnode, Dev2, Medium, WordPress, movable type, LiveJournal, Dead Journal. It could be a vanilla HTML JavaScript page where you just post your updates. Doesn't have to have an RSS feed, could. We have a lot of submissions so far, and they're all like really great. And so I have a lot to read this weekend. So join the jam. Jenn Turner, my partner in crime, has posted a link in the chat to take you there. So there you go. Welcome to my blog. I love blogging. And you can scroll down and we have blogs for inspiration that you can check out. But you can also check out all the submissions from the past few jams. And so when we started the blog prompt, that meant we put a cap to the Your Dream Default Style Sheet prompt, which was so much fun. Y'all did, it was great. Y'all put my hot dog stand theme to shame, honestly. So go to glitch.com/jams and there's a Dream Default Style Sheet playlist that we put that have all your submissions. And then I put together an app that's like inspired by CSS Zen Garden, which we've talked about on the stream before, where you can peruse through all the style sheets that people submitted and see how you can take this single page of all these like random HTML elements. See, I told you, we made a form on here before. And see how CSS can change it. So I've been through some of these, but there's some new additions. So let's go through. We got Dream Default Style Sheet. I also added to the app that you can view the source of it. And this is done by Hazeblick. I think they shared this on the forum today and I just added it. This is a cool, dreamy, spacey, like background. And because you can view it on Glitch, we can see like, how is that background done? And it's done through keyframes. This is not an image background, which is pretty neat. Let me open a preview pane. Like you see these little stars on the background? These are all made with CSS. So you can do it generatively, like a weird pattern. I don't know, it's like really cool. You used to not be able to do that. Back in my day, you could not do rounded corners without having images, and we didn't have dev tools. We like had Firebug, and before that we just would get a blank page and Internet Explorer would have an alert that says something's broken. Back in the day, if you wanted stars on your background, you had to have like a really weird, like small, like LiveJournal avatar size, like 100 pixel square image, and it would tile, and you could see that it tiled. And like while it looked cool back then, it was just kind of like all that you can do. Anyway, I just got a message Daniel's saying sorry to be missing the stream live. Don't be sorry. I'm like spiraling. I'm also realizing that I was wiping my eye, and my eye makeup got everywhere because I forgot I had eye makeup. So please don't laugh at me. And yeah. By the way, if you laugh at me because I'm different, I laugh at you because you're all the same. Anyway, actually, I apologize. Okay, that was rude of me. I am not laughing at all of you. Anyway. Choose your favorite fruit! Let's look at more style sheets. DD style, we've seen this one before. I think that this was from either Calby or Tiago. Yeah, we saw that one before. This is like really beautiful. Like this is actually a default style sheet that I wouldn't be mad if that was like default over like Times New Roman or anything like that. Also, Casey called out the Space Jam website being what that other site looked like. And then this one is definitely Calby. Very, very cool stuff. This one, they had added with CSS to the footer because you could add content. Now you shouldn't add content like text content using CSS. That's more if you want to add like little like emoji icons, stuff that like screen readers don't need to read, or if they didn't show up, you don't lose the context of the page. But yeah, anyway, don't write below this line or the aliens will kidnap you. Oh, I wish I could show you some aliens I painted, but they're giving the middle finger, and that's kind of like rude. So just imagine I painted aliens. Let's see, what else do we want to look at? Let me close these out. I think this is the only. I think the Space Jam-esque one is the only new addition. But also remember, last week. Oh, okay. An anonymous account made a submission that looks like this, but because it was an anonymous account, if you don't know that, you can use glitch without logging in. Try before you buy, where the currency is your data. Anonymous projects and accounts expire after a few days, but you can like log in within those few days to regain access to this. This person made a submission, but I'm thinking they maybe didn't realize that they didn't log in. And so before, it was like the day before the anonymous account was going to expire, I remixed it and added it. So if you made this project, because I know everyone in the world's watching this right now, if you're watching this and this is yours, reach out to me. Just write in the forum or support@glitch.com. Or you could just go to this project and remix it, and then you'll have your own copy. But I wanted to like preserve this before it expired. One, because there's no personal information on it, so it's okay. I normally don't do that when I see anonymous projects. But because you actively changed the description to submit it, I feel like your intention was to submit it. And so yeah, save it, because this is cool. I like that it made everything caps lock, which is the opposite of my normal kind of text. Usually I make everything lowercase. Yeah, and I want to learn more about what this background is. Cool. That's it for that jam. So let's talk about blogging. Who loves to blog? Casey said that was like misconnections for glitch. Yeah, seriously. Who are you, anonymous, that submitted to the jam? I preserved your app like a mosquito in amber. And then in X amount of years, I don't know how long it was since the dinosaurs were here. What was it, like 500 years? In 500 years, the glitch app will be used to clone to create a theme park of just glitch apps, and then they'll take over the world. That's how Jurassic Park went, right? I saw Jurassic Park in theaters, and I was like not old enough to be seeing Jurassic Park in theaters. And my friend's mom took us, and she said that my friend ran out of theater crying, and I climbed into her lap, squeezing her. And she realized, oh, these kids are too young for Jurassic Park. That's my Jurassic Park story. You asked. Okay. What is my blogging app going to be? That's a great question. First, I'm gonna add my blog. I think I already did this to test out the form, but I'm gonna submit my blog to the Glitch community blog roll. And you can follow along. Go to glitch.com/jams, and the link is right here. And here. These both go to the same place. So my username, of course, is Jenn Schiffer. My blog URL is livelaughblog, or livelaughblog.glitch.me. I have a custom domain on it, and it's called livelaughblog. It is hosted on Glitch. I have other. I just want to know like what y'all folks are blogging on. In fact, I think like the majority of the submissions we've been getting are on Glitch, but there's a lot of like WordPress and Dev2. What's the tech behind your blog? My blog is in the 11T blog. I'm a huge 11T stan, but I've used all of them. WordPress, Ghost, Jekyll, whatever other Jekyll one. What's the one that like GitHub Pages is powered by? Is it Jekyll? I don't know. I used to be a blog developer. I would build blogs or maintain blogs for large organizations and news organizations. And so I've used Movable Type. I've used WordPress. I've used WordPress multi-site. That just unlocked a room within my brain that I have to close right now, or else I really will go in a spiral on live. What else? For me personally, I was a big Dead Journal user, but I had a live journal because my university had a live journal community and Dead Journal didn't have a community for my university. So I was like juggling a bunch of blogs, and then I had Zanga, and then I started like some of my early freelancing stuff when I was in college was making custom Zanga and live journal themes. This is like when like MySpace was like a thing and Facebook had just come out, but you had to have a .edu email. This is like back when TV was black and white, and you had to take a dog sled to work. All those other things. It was dark. It was dark days back then, folks. No, actually, it was pretty chill. Anyway, 11T. That's what my site is built on. Tell us a little about your blog that you'd like readers to know. It's a lifestyle blog. I make candles and paint, and I talk about it. That's pretty much it. It's not a tech blog. It's not like how to code kind of stuff. Because you can learn how to code from a bunch of other folks. I'm not the person. I used to teach Java. Do you believe that? We don't have to go there. If folks could only read one of your blog posts ever, which one should it be? Go to my blog and search Bitcoin. It's not a joke. It's I used to write tech satire, and I write one about Bitcoin, and I recently did a 10-year retrospective on that Bitcoin satire. So I don't write about like cryptocurrency. This isn't like a venue to talk about crypto or is it bad or whatever. But yeah, it's a journey it was on. Jen says you're revealing so many secrets in this stream. And Casey said Jekyll is made by one of the GitHub founders. That would make sense. Yeah, I think GitHub does use Jekyll. Let's submit. Boom. Response has been recorded. And it enters into a spreadsheet. And then I take that spreadsheet and I take all that information and then I put it into a list somehow. And that is where I take you to what the blog roll is going to be. So I'm gonna go to glitch.new. Did you know about glitch.new? Have I showed glitch.new on here before? Glitch.new, if you go there, it gives you instant shortcuts to get you from idea to running app in seconds. Jen, how did you know that? It's written up here. I wrote it. I made this. Do you believe that? These are all of our starters that you click through to create. But we also have cool shortcuts on here. So if you have a GitHub repo that you want to import into Glitch, you can type glitch.new in front of the github.com and it will import that repo into Glitch. how fun. So you're like on GitHub and you're like, I want this in glitch, glitch.new in front of the URL. Or if you wanted to create a shortcut for any public project, glitch.new/tilde, the project name. It'll remix the project if it's public. And if you want a very blank, ultra-fast HTML CSS site, glitch.new/blank. I'm always like asking for ideas for new shortcuts in the forum. I know like one was like, oh, can I import like from GitHub from a specific branch? The answer is no, but we've got a ticket to consider that in future work. That's more based around like how we do get imports and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna create a new blank project. I don't know about y'all. I love our starters. They're very beautiful. They're not my personal aesthetic. And that's not like, it doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just like not my style. I mean, look at me. I look a mess. I want my sites to look a mess. And here we go. So now we have a blank page. It's very old. I'm gonna get rid of some junk. We don't need the glitch button on here. That's OG. I'm gonna get rid of, I'm just gonna say blog roll. Glitch community blog roll. Now what I'm thinking of doing, one, besides figuring out blog roll's one word or two, I think I change it based on however I'm feeling that day. I'm feeling great. I want to get a prototype going here in a glitch app. And then what I want to do, and I briefly talked about this with the rest of the team yesterday, I was like, I want this to be an official page on Glitch. And I'll probably build it out live on here on preview.glitch.com. Did you know we're building a new glitch.com? I've talked about it a lot. It's in the forum. It's been on every stream. I haven't mentioned it today yet, and I'm just realizing it now. But you go to preview.glitch.com, and we're building out in the open the new glitch.com. And we have an ongoing feedback thread in the forum. And yeah, we're using Remix.js. Everything is like improved, like already. Like it's gonna be faster. Lighthouse scores through the roof. Accessibility, huge, very importantly, we will be improved through here. And we'll have a design system. We're going to be encouraging the community to build with us, create themes. Maybe we can have styles for glitch.com based off of the Dream default style sheets. Not hot dog stand though. That was a gag. Don't use my stuff for that. But if you have like a feature that you want on glitch.com, we're gonna like kind of figure out a way to like help you build it with us, essentially, which will be really cool. And Naoto's in the chat saying faster, stronger. Exactly. Like me, I'm very fast and very strong. I don't think a lot of people know that about me. Very fast, very strong. So yeah, I'm thinking that I'm gonna do a prototype on this glitch app, Shine Trail Chicory. That's a name. And then build it into our glitch preview. So there's like a page of a blog roll that has all the blogs from the community. So what I want to do first is I'm going to use like fake blog information and just kind of make a static page and style it the way I think that like would be cool to do. Because one thing that I just finished my 3JS journey certification, and now I have another course that I'm starting, which I think is called CSS for JavaScript developers. And that will catch me up on all the like cool CSS stuff because I learned a lot from the last jam. And so I'm like, cool, I'm gonna like invest in a course, invest in my personal and professional development, and make something cool with that. Because I don't know if you know, but like we be doing some wild stuff with CSS on Glitch. Let's see. Is it? Wait, not the dashboard. Like what Jesse Von Doom on our team did to make this text like a rainbow gradient is quite bonkers. And I know that you can learn about how he did it with, I think if I search rainbow in the blog. There we go. I did a newsletter interview with Jesse about our new page, and I couldn't fit all of it in our newsletter, so I started a blog category called "This is too big to fit in our newsletter." And in it, Jesse, who literally has rainbows tattooed on his knuckles, talked about how the header is made. You could also see a breakdown of it on Ridiculous Silly Header. But like the layers that go into doing this in a way that's nice but still like readable and accessible is like really, really, really awesome. A really great challenge. So I just like don't have that competency with CSS, and because I've been so deep in like the JavaScript world, I kind of missed out on like a lot of like the things that I used to have to use JavaScript or images for. A lot of the stuff you could do with CSS now, and I'm like, cool, I want to catch up with that because CSS is just more performant than JavaScript. And also you really do want like a separation of concerns. That's an old phrase I haven't heard or said in a while. Is like separating the styling from like the content. And yeah, so something that I'm personally very interested in doing. And yeah, gosh, this post is from June of 2022. I think this was pretty quickly after we joined Fastly, which, nice. Cool. Okay, where was I at? Oh yeah, I'm doing my live coding. So, okay, as I normally do on stream when I'm starting a project, I go into a README and I empty it all out, and I'm like, what is this? This is a glitch community blog roll prototype. Let's see. What I want to do is, given a list of blogs where it has their, you see that? You can submit multiple responses. That's great. Username, URL, title, host. Username, title, URL, host. Tech or stack. I guess we'll call it a stack. Stack, description, spotlight blog. I'll just say post. What is like a one-word name for like best post? I'm not gonna do this stream. I'm not going to cause dead air because I don't know what to name a thing. Best post. Okay. So I'll have a list of blogs. I have a list of blogs. I have a long list of blogs. Y'all have been submitting your blogs. It's been great. And I'll have that information. I want to, given that, I want to populate, or I just want to show a card for each blog with its info. And the thing that I need to decide is, what do I want the format of the data to be? Because it's a Google form that goes into a spreadsheet, because that's how Google Forms work. But I don't think I want a Google spreadsheet to be the database for this. I feel like I can get away with, you're right, a CSV. You're right. Thank you for all of you in the chat shouting that out at me. I'm just kidding. The chat is not saying that at all. So because then I can just like have the CSV in the code base and maybe can like find a way to open it to the glitch community to be able to edit it, right? Like that would be cool. Or I could just like add y'all if y'all are interested. You're in the forum, like I want to be an editor, I want to add a thing. So we can do that. And yeah, so I think if we do like oh, Jen just said comma step review. Thank you chat for engaging with my delusions of ease of parsing a CSV for this. No, but it could also be JSON. JSON probably makes more sense. Yeah, I think so, because I think like a CSV is good if the values are short and combined. But because I do ask for a description, that can be really long, and it's not constrained to certain characters. And so if you included a comma in it, I would have to escape those, and that's like a lot of work. So let's say we'll do JSON. So the data format will be JSON. So like the object would be, we could have like actually I'll create a prototype right here. Blogrole.json. My gosh. Does JSON start as an array? My gosh. MDN JSON. JSON! You ever play Heavy Rain? That game is so silly. It's like all French people doing an American accent, and in the game it's like super dramatic. It's so corny, and the guy yells Jason. You have to press like X to like yell Jason. Anyway, whenever I see JSON, I'm like, Jason. Another thing you asked. Let's see. I'm on the MDN web docs page, as I usually am on this stream, and I want to know what is a good, how do you start it? Let's see. Let's ask Jim Wikipedia. There we go. I just want to know like how it has to start. Okay, it's just an object. Okay, so I'm gonna do blogs. Casey says, shouts out to David Cage, director of Heavy Rain. There's a really great with Heavy Rain, there's a lot of there's like the scene where you have to run through a grocery store. It's kind of like a chase. And there's a video where the person playing does all the wrong moves. You're like slipping on lobsters, you're like falling over. Even if you, and it tells, it's kind of like a weird like DDR thing. You have to do a special like key pattern in order to like get through different obstacles. But this compilation, they just intentionally bork it every step of the way. So it's just like a video of this guy just like slipping and sliding. It's like very slapstick unintentionally. And like you can't lose. You can like mess up the entire way and you still get to the end of the scene. It's just very slapstick. I don't know if it's intentional. Whenever like I see games like that, I feel like they're trying to take themselves very seriously, but yeah, it's funny. Look up Heavy Rain mess ups or something like that. Yeah, don't do that now though. Right now you're watching me struggle with Jason. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna start this with, oh duh, Jason. Jason, you have to put the keys in quotes. Let's see. Okay, so the first one, let me put here. I'm just typing that in there so that username. So JSON, there's no comments. There, you have to put the keys in quotes. And fortunately, the glitch editor tells you when you have been led astray. The other thing is you can't have a trailing final comma on the last key value pair in the list. So like you see this like red comma that's got an underline under it. You can't do that. It's like, no. When it's over, it's over. And you have to have commas. So JSON is quite strict. But you know, the best art comes from constraints, right? I'm joking. There's nothing artful about what I'm doing right now. I'll camel case best post. And then I will delete the last line. Okay. Cool. Now we have proper JSON of a blank object. And then the idea is that the page will take that JSON and populate all of that. I'm not going to start that today because there's only 7 minutes left. And I think I'm a bit wacky today because I need to eat something. And so should you. If you've not drank any water or eaten anything, you should do that. But what I can show you right now is an example of using JSON to populate a page. So you might be familiar with Glitch in Bio. Okay, so we have Glitch in Bio. Oh yeah, check out our last year on Glitch if you haven't. So glitch.com/glitchinbio is our open source remixable link in bio page. And it's easy to update because you really just have to update one file, and that is the settings.json file. I'm gonna remix it right now. This is great if you are like, I'm not ready to start a blog. I don't even have like my own website. This is what you gotta do. Start a Glitch in Bio. In fact, my site is a Glitch in Bio. It just looks different because I updated my theme. Also, recently I updated it so that if it's outside of business hours, you can't see it. I'll explain that when I'm older. So Glitch in Bio, you remix it. Here's your list of links. Jen, how are these links populated? Well, we have a JSON file of all the settings. JSON's great for configuration. It's also good if you have repeatable data, like our blog roll will have. And so you can update stuff and the page will update. You see, I updated the name. It auto updated here. So this is the settings file that populates that. So in my Glitch blog roll page, I will have JSON that will populate a list of blogs. And on Glitch in Bio, we have an object listing social sites. And that populates the list of icons that are down here. We say that if there is a value for the key, then we show the icon and have the link for that. So this is what well thought out, well used and weathered JSON looks like. Ours will be a little bit different because the kind of data that we show are different, but pragmatically, we are doing the same thing. There is prior art, if you will. And so what I will be doing is taking all of the data from the spreadsheet from the Google form and populating this JSON. And then we can get that information and create something that is a card here. I'll start real quick. It could be div class equals blog. And for each blog, we can iterate through the JSON and generate this container. We can say let's say h2 whatever the title is in the URL. So it could just be like image ref equals, and then like in JavaScript we'll have like the URL title. We'll think about how we want to populate that. I've never built anything with Remix.js, and because I want this to be a part of the new glitch, I'm gonna have to. Well, I did the demo tutorial. I never built like a deployed web app in Remix, so I'm gonna have to like refresh myself on that and see how would I use JavaScript to populate this. So I'm probably gonna end up creating a Remix.js starter out of all of this. So I'm gonna end things for today, but let me put in the to-do. So what we've done so far is we've seen how I'm getting the data from the form. You, if you have a blog, you are going to submit to it so you can be part of this. I've determined what information I will have, the format in which I will be saving it, and then next, deciding, we know it's going to be Remix.js, so I'm going to refresh myself on that, and probably come up with like a little starter on stream to play around with. And then, yeah, and then depending on how far we go, February is a short month, but hopefully on stream I can get to a point where we're actually in the glitch preview code base, possibly making a page. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that, but you know, every day is a winding road, and you don't know which way it's gonna wind the next day. That's what's tough about it. I hope you have a really great weekend. Go to jamslive.glitch.me for the run a show, all the links that we did here. I'll be adding a link to this glitch app so you can see it and follow along and show off to people how unhinged my initial attempt at JSON was. Go to glitch.com/jams to learn more about our code jam. Like and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like it and you want to subscribe to it. And I will see you on glitch.com. Bye-bye.